Welcome back to PUC's A Day in the Life. We're here in the Field Services Department, and I'm joined by Riley Grant. How's it going, Riley?
Good.
So why don't you give me a little bit of a rundown on what you guys do here in the Field Services Department?
Okay, so Field Services reps complete utility locates for PUC's water and electric assets. We also do meter locates, so anytime anyone wants to do an electrical disconnect, new services, existing services, panel changes, we also ensure that the electric meter is in the right spot. And we're also a go-to department for all operations at PUC. So we help the line department and the water department, and there's a good chance if it's buried underground, we'll find it.
So I hear a lot of call before you dig. Now why is that so important?
Call or click before you dig is Ontario One Call. So Ontario One Call is the provincial dispatch center for all locate requests.
So if you want to plant a tree in your backyard or anytime you're breaking ground, they're the ones you're going to call?
Yeah, so it's Ontario law that anytime you break ground, you have to call in for a locate request. So it's totally free. You can call Ontario One Call, or you can go on their website, ontarioonecall.ca. So they basically broke it down into 4 steps. So there's contact, so you have to call in a locate within 5 days before you want to dig. So 5 days before you dig, you have to call and plan ahead, and then you have to wait for the locate markings. And then you have to respect those markings. So out in the field, you have paint markings. They're all color coded. So blues for water, reds for electric at PUC, yellow for gas, orange for telecommunications, and then we have green for sewer markings. They also use white line out in the summertime to mark out the area of work, a little more difficult in the wintertime. So if there's any issues or concerns with the paperwork, contact Ontario One Call, and they will relay that information to all utility owners.
So when we're referring to an underground locate, what exactly does that mean?
So an underground locate was either called or electronically through Ontario One Call. An actual locate is a utility owner responding to that locate request. So we'll go out in the field and we'll actually put the markings on the ground. We'll go out in the field and show you that after.
So once Ontario One Call sort of sets up a ticket with you guys, what's the process?
So PUC, to manage all the ticket requests that we get, probably 7,000 a year, we have a ticket management software, and all the locate requests go into that, and we can actually make daily maps. So we can put them all onto an Excel spreadsheet, put that onto a Google Maps, and then that gives us our route for the day. So we're able to sort by due date and priority, and that way it keeps us on track and keeps everything organized. So all the locate requests come in electronically. So in the office, we basically prepare for our daily work. We make a map to head out into the field. Any record issues that we have, we do have an engineering staff, GIS techs that help us with our electronic mapping. Everything's there. So there's a lot of resources internally that we use before we head out. This is my office here to do a lot of the drawing work, but my real office is my van. It's my office in the truck.
So Riley, now I know we get a chance to go out into that wonderful Canadian winter, but before we do, give us a rundown of sort of what kind of calls you get and what the process is sort of once you're at the location.
So locate requests come in from anything from tree planting to road reconstruction. So you'll have all your construction for new houses, fences, decks, new foundation builds, right up to brand new subdivisions. So we'll get those requests, we make the map, we head out into the field. We're actually going to head out today into the P-patch, brand new subdivision, brand new house by a developer.
Awesome. All right, let's head out.
So here we are on a beautiful -20 day out here on location. Riley, tell me why we're out here.
So we're responding to an Ontario One Call request. So my job is to mark the utilities for PUC, power and water, for a new house. Contractors building a house in a new subdivision, and I have to mark out all the power and water for them to finish grading before we get much more snow.
So Riley, now that we're out here, tell me a little bit more about your relationship with the contractors.
So PUC's got a great relationship with contractors in the community. We've been around for over 100 years, so we have a great resource space of all our records and all of our underground utilities. So on a daily basis, we'll get calls from contractors about existing jobs coming up. Tensions rise a little bit in the summer months when everybody wants to be priority, but thankfully Ontario One Call and our ticket management software keeps us on track. Go to a job site, you always get a wave. The local construction community is like a big family, so everyone's pretty understanding and supportive.
So the Ontario One Call has done a really good job of sort of delegating and scheduling and making sure everything sort of runs smoothly, and jobs get done on time and properly, and there's good communication between everyone involved.
Yeah, so being a dispatch center that's open 24 hours a day, their crews work really well on customer complaints. They keep us on track. If we slip up a little bit, they get a hold of us and try to keep the peace throughout the community. I mean, everybody wants to get the job done as quickly as possible, and we're just out there trying to meet the target as best we can.
So on a day-to-day basis, when you're going about the work, what are the safety concerns you have? I know sometimes it can get pretty harsh out here with the conditions and the weather. What are your safety protocols for that?
So safety is definitely our #1 priority. It can get pretty harsh out here. Right now it's -20. We have calls in the middle of the night, -30, with water main breaks, water over the road. There's explosion concerns of gas leaks for Union Gas. So traffic is a main concern for us. We try and stay safe best we can. Every job we go to, we try and wear all of our PPE. And then certain jobs we have to get help from our friends in the line department and water department. They block traffic for us so we can focus our energies on actually completing the locate safely.
So Riley, can you give me sort of some safety tips for people if they're attempting to do a dig?
So we always encourage everyone to call or click before you dig, get a locate request so that you can get your paperwork on time and get ready to dig. So when you are digging, we ask that you respect the markings out on the ground and always expose utilities prior to digging with mechanical excavation.
So what is the most important thing that you can say you want customers to remember?
Locates is a free service, but at times it can get a little bit hectic. So always know that if you're going to dig, plan ahead and respect the markings. Again, we're doing our best to mark everything out, and if there's any issues with the paperwork or the marks on the ground, please call us. I mean, it is a free service. The program works really well. So when everyone's in good communication, then all the jobs are done effectively and safely. And be specific. When you're calling a locate request, it's very difficult to mark an entire property if it's an entire subdivision. So if you're more specific, we can get the paperwork to you faster and get it done a lot quicker. So for PUC specific stuff, we can refer to our website, ssmpuc.com. We have some information on there, but your main resource is Ontario One Call's website. They have how-to videos on how to call and locate. Their call center open 24/7. And I'll also encourage that people digging anywhere that utility members that are part of One Call will mark all of their utilities out, but there are private locates that need to be done as well. So there are private infrastructure owned on people's properties that needs to be marked out. That's a big issue that we're having. So it's important to get all your utilities marked as well as the private stuff.
Thanks again, Riley. I really appreciate it. Well, let's get out of the cold.
Thanks for having us.